Let's face it, there's nothing comics loves more than a dystopian future. And here, on the 4th of July 2023, we're lucky enough to live in one. So, in celebration of America's birthday, I'm going to recount a few of my favorite alternate dystopian American futures, or pasts, in comics. Stick around. I'm Dan Umphin, and this is the Doomcast. Alright, do me a favor, hit subscribe and the bell. I make about one of these videos a week, and they're all great, so please don't miss even one. Alright, so in no particular order, let's go ahead and start with Days of Future Past. Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142 has a solid, self-contained story that's been revisited time and time again, in which the assassination of Senator Robert Kelly, Charles Xavier, and Moira McTaggart triggers anti-mutant hysteria in the United States and the world over, in which by 2013, the now past future, because holy crap, that was 10 years ago, is ruled by Sentinels hunting mutants, and a very few of the X-Men have survived, except Logan and Kitty Pryde, the latter of which travels psychically back to the past to prevent the inciting event. Also, we get Rachel Summers out of the deal, which is awesome, and we did get a movie adaptation, which was pretty good, if not perfectly faithful to the original source material. In the Age of Apocalypse, the exact opposite happens. Charles Xavier is assassinated by his son, and Apocalypse creates a theocratic mutant nation state in which the X-Men, led by Magneto in this case, strive to revert the timeline to a state in which near total human genocide in the United States isn't pretty much inevitable. A massive X-Men-wide crossover that gave us a number of now classic costume designs, again, revisited multiple times. Of course, Captain America entered multiple alternate futures, my favorite of which is Mark Waid and Chris Samnee's Out of Time, in which Cap is frozen again in ice and awakens in a new fascist America sold out to the very wealthy and 1%. People have forgotten the Bill of Rights and any freedom that they might have had. The big kicker is when Cap discovers that while he was frozen in 2018, it's only 2025. Despite fighting to rebuild the Republic and democracy in this country, Cap is sent back in time by Bruce Banner, where he scuttles the submarine that froze him in the first place, dying in the process, but the original Cap that did get frozen unthaws the Prime Captain America once again. Also, his alternate future lieutenant and kind of girlfriend, Liang, was a postmaster who now has no idea who he is. Sad. Undiscovered Country is a journey to a horrifying alternate America of the future, in which the entire country sealed itself off at the behest of a futuristic think tank called Aurora. Decades later, a group of delegates from the world's new superpowers infiltrate the West Coast to discover that time has passed radically differently within American borders, leading to regions that are developed in line with their designation by the Aurora Group. Zone Destiny is ruled by a despotic, mutated Destiny Man, and it looks something like Mad Max, while there's other areas that include nanomachines that provide for any imaginable need in creation. Others that have automatons that require the team to create a musical or artistic masterpiece, and yes, there's even time travel that involves later in this ongoing series, written by Charles Soule, Scott Snyder, and illustrated by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Warren Ellis's Transmetropolitan is a futuristic partial reimagining of Hunter S. Thompson's Where the Buffalo Roam, among other things, following journalist Spider Jerusalem through the city. America in the future is just one giant city people have forgotten the name of. Reckless, excessive drug abuse, hard journalism about the social murders and indifference of the presidents, the Beast and the Smiler, and all manner of mutations follow. Spider Jerusalem is far from perfect and finds himself suddenly in the grip of a degenerative neurological disease that only 1% of people recover from. He takes that time to take down the Smiler and train Yelena, his protege, and again retire before it's revealed that, well, maybe he's been faking that illness the entire time. American Flag was written in 1983 and set in the far future of 2030, less than 10 years from now, in which most of the wealthy have fled Earth for Mars, and what's left is a giant megacorporation named Plex that owns everything from the law to people, through Plex Malls and Plexus Rangers. Reuben Flagg is a former TV star who is forced to become a deputy in the Plexus Rangers, investigating, among other things, a secret TV station called QUSA, which is eerily similarly named to the recent QAnon, although it's a total inversion because that QUSA was actually explaining the conspiracy behind Plex and the US government and Mars and the moon. But it'd be hilarious if that's what Ron Watkins named his stupid QAnon bullshit after. And it probably was. That's wild to think about. Lastly, Old Man Logan. A crazy single night in which all the villains go out, get drunk, and band together to win leads Logan being manipulated into murdering all of the X-Men. But at the same time, the remaining heroes are also systematically taken down, which leaves America divided into regions controlled by villains for the far future. A despotic and redneck Hulk lives and governs the far west, where Logan lives with his family, until they're slaughtered, forcing him and a mostly blind Hawkeye on a cross-country trek of brotherhood and vengeance that leads them to killing most of their enemies, helping Spider-Man's daughter, getting chased by a Venom symbiote T-Rex, and finally killing the Red Skull, and then Bruce Banner. A world bleak enough that it continued to be revisited in Marvel's Wastelanders, Old Man Logan is now a modern classic. Well, that's it for this week. Enjoy America's birthday and the ever-present waking nightmare that is the prime dystopia in which billionaires buy anything and everything that exposes them, and all of us live on refined sugar inside of boxes made out of pine and cardboard so that we can wake up bright and early tomorrow morning just to get our labor exploited once again. Well, thanks everybody for watching. This has been the Doomcast. We'll see you next week.